What is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and this is WWE Off The Script, episode number 70, part number 1 to start your weekend off the right fucking way, man. It's Friday, and every time you see Off The Script in your sub boxes, you know what day of the week it is, man. Thank you so much for joining me and talking WWE with me. Thank you all who made my Money in the Bank 2015 review and results another fucking Grand Slam hit right here on YouTube.com. Unbelievable, man, the amount of support I get for my pay-per-view reviews, and I hope we can continue that going on into the summer. If you guys don't know what the deal is here, I'm going to tell you right now, man. Plain and simply put, this is the number one fucking source for WWE 2K15, 2K16, and WWE news and rumors right here on YouTube.com. If you're not following me on Twitter at JD206, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, and if you're not subscribed to this channel, man, I want you to fucking leg drop that motherfucking subscribe button and join us right here for Off The Script every weekend. All right, now, moving on, guys. It's been very, very difficult to find news to report to you guys this week, man. WWE, starting with Monday Night Raw, and then obviously the night before at Money in the Bank. Just a really, really lazy week. There's nothing to really talk about. Monday Night Raw was dreadful. I was watching E3, so thankfully I had something else to keep my mind occupied during the week. So Monday Night Raw, didn't really miss much, except for Kevin Owens powerbombing Machine Gun Kelly off the ramp on Monday Night Raw. That I will discuss later on this weekend. But we're going to start off with something that I want to bring to everyone's attention. Nobody seems to be talking about it until right now. It seems like everybody in the rumor mill is catching wind of this. The status of Dolph Ziggler. Everybody should be paying a little bit more attention to this developing story. As the rumor goes, Ziggler is unhappy in the WWE and is seriously considering leaving when his contract is up at the end of the year. Now, I made mention of this several times on Off The Script, but nothing was reported, okay? The explaining of the booking of Money in the Bank, I will get to in a little bit in this part, all right? But Money in the Bank and the ladder match, there was some explaining to do with the booking, how that match actually transpired. The rumor was started by Ziggler himself in a worked shoot promo on Twitter prior to his Kiss Me Arse match against Sheamus at Extreme Rules. In an interesting development, now I am being told through the outlets that I receive my news that TNA Wrestling are also aware of this circulating rumor of Dolph Ziggler's unhappiness. As such, they're planning to aggressively court him, and if he does end up leaving WWE, TNA is looking to be right up front in signing Dolph Ziggler. TNA is actually looking to sign another star in hopes that it will curb some of the bad press and give them some momentum at a time when they need it. Observers close to the situation feel that Ziggler would be making a huge mistake to leave WWE right now, especially when considering everything that exists with TNA Wrestling and their situation on Destination America. Nonetheless, Ziggler is rumored. Take this with a grain of salt. We don't know what's going on in the mind of Dolph Ziggler. We don't know exactly when his contract is up. It's due up sometime later this summer. But right now, it is rumored Ziggler is unhappy. He is frustrated, and he is definitely weighing his options. This is a mistake, okay? Ziggler obviously could make just as much, if not more money on the independent circuit just by his brand alone, by selling merchandise, by, wrestling various independent promotions if he doesn't like the way the WWE is utilizing him. But this is the WWE's fault, okay? They missed the boat with Dolph Ziggler several fucking times. They thought Dolph Ziggler was a dud after all the concussions that he received. So they took the belt off him in the first place, the World Heavyweight Championship in the first place, because they thought he was too injury prone. Fuck that. Now he's back. He's back doing what he does probably better than anyone on the entire main roster, and that's go out there and, just like he says, steals the show. But WWE doesn't have any faith in Dolph Ziggler. especially with all the rise of NXT now kind of infiltrating the main roster, and we're seeing a lot of NXT influence. What does that mean for the rest of the guys like Dolph Ziggler in the mid-card? What's going to happen to their spot when the NXT guys eventually make their way up to the main roster? Is Ziggler's spot on the card, on the roster, in jeopardy due to the rising stars in NXT that are more than likely to get promoted sometime this year? So obviously he's got to be thinking about that. Job security, his place on the card. You know, they already killed his momentum, and they know that. They know that WWE can't be that stupid to realize that they killed Dolph Ziggler's momentum. Dolph Ziggler, people like Dolph Ziggler, wrestlers like Dolph Ziggler don't come around that often. You have someone who loves what he does, and it shows in the ring with Dolph Ziggler. Every time he goes out there, I mean, he's passionate about what he does. The only thing that I have a problem with when it comes to Dolph Ziggler is WWE creative, obviously. But Dolph Ziggler needs to be a little bit more organic when it comes to speaking in a promo or against an opponent. When he takes the microphone, he's got to be a little bit more organic. He definitely sounds a little bit too scripted for my taste. That's from what I dissect when I see Dolph Ziggler. But Dolph Ziggler is, without question, one of the highlights every week on Monday Night Raw. You can always count on him to go out there and give you just a fucking great match. And Ziggler in a main event going up against a Kevin Owens or a John Cena or Daniel Bryan, you know, whoever it may be, you know it's going to be a great match because that's the caliber of wrestler Dolph Ziggler is. Do I think it's wise to leave WWE right now? It's going to be completely up to him. If it's for monetary purposes, fine. He could probably go somewhere else and just make more than enough money. Probably even more money than what WWE's offering him. Will he get the matches? Will he get to show off even more in the independent scene? Of course he will. So obviously he's going to be weighing those options, but will he gain as much notoriety? Will people still know or remember the name Dolph Ziggler? You know, if he goes to the independent circuit. I know WWE probably owns the rights to that name. He'll probably go by his real name if he goes to Ring of Honor or somewhere in the independent scene, but Dolph Ziggler needs to remain with WWE if he wants to remain in that limelight, no matter how they're pushing him, no matter how they're treating him. If he wants to go on and show off and steal the show every night and give us exactly what we know he can and make more money, merchandise, and just making money all over the independent circuit, he's got to obviously weigh those options and take that into consideration. But would I like to see Dolph Ziggler stay in the WWE and WWE treat him the way he should have been treated? Of course. I will definitely keep you guys up to date on this developing story. Okay, so Ziggler, rumored to be leaving WWE. He is very unhappy, and TNA is actually knocking on his door and are very interested in signing away Dolph Ziggler if he does become a free agent. Money in the Bank news. Sheamus winning Money in the Bank ladder match was an option C. He wasn't even the planned winner, as the plan for quite some time was for Roman Reigns to go ahead and win the Money in the Bank briefcase. There were discussions about said Dolph Ziggler, but I am being told that it was Hunter, Triple H, that decided to put Sheamus over in the match. Buddy, not surprising there. I do think Roman Reigns would have made a lot more sense, but, you know, with what is developing on WWE TV right now, with Brock Lesnar coming back, with Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, I don't know where WWE is going. It looks like they're going with a Seth Rollins Triple H feud. I'll talk about this when I got some more time over the weekend. I definitely have my take on it and what I would have done and what I would do now that Brock Lesnar is back and that he reemerged on Monday Night Raw. But Sheamus winning Money in the Bank right now was option C, as Roman Reigns was to go over and win the briefcase. Speaking of Triple H, he was behind some of the rewrites for Money in the Bank that took place on Sunday. On that Sunday afternoon, actually, the rewrites took place. It's particularly interesting. They are going with Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt at Battleground when considering Reigns pinned Wyatt clean on Raw 2 weeks ago, and they were intent on turning Bray Wyatt babyface. Hunter has pushed to turn Reigns heel, but Vince McMahon is not on board. Reigns would definitely work better as a heel, but again, like I said, I don't know what's going on with Seth Rollins and Triple H and the Authority bringing back Brock Lesnar. Obviously, they're setting up a Triple H for Seth Rollins feud. Does that mean that now Brock Lesnar is working alongside Triple H, or is now Brock Lesnar or, you know, the Authority's guy to take down the cocky Seth Rollins? Is Seth Rollins going to retaliate by turning babyface and now recruiting Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose to reemerge as the Shield and take down Brock Lesnar. I don't know. This is just the shit that's kind of been flowing through my head all week. I will definitely let you guys know where I'm coming from, and obviously I got news on that later on this weekend, all right? Actually, I think I got something if I have enough time in this video. Vince McMahon and Triple H are in agreement on Kevin Owens in that he's more than ready. Vince wanted John Cena protected, and Hunter wanted a referee stoppage after the powerbomb on the apron. The problem that has been created now is that Owens cannot lose the rubber match without killing his momentum unless it's due to outside interference, possibly by Samoa Joe. Some WWE officials felt the end of the Seth Rollins vs. Dean Ambrose for the WWE Championship ladder match at Money in the Bank was reckless. Everything was fine until the end, and Ambrose took 3 power bombs onto 3 different surfaces within 2 minutes. Vince thought it should have ended with that, but Triple H had the idea to utilize the title in the finish. It wasn't necessarily a bad idea, foreshadowing the stealing of the title, but the criticism was you can't kill a guy and have him get up like that so quick. That was a topic of disagreement backstage, not to mention it's unknown where they go from here. And finally, guys, to end this week's Off the Script Part 1, as reported first here on Off the Script, nobody else on YouTube.com or in the YWC reported this first. Obviously, people heard me report it and then decided to report it for their own good. It was recently reported, like I said here on Off the Script, that WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins may be turning babyface to feud with Triple H this summer. While that is the likely path they will choose, it's worth noting that WWE officials discussed at one point having the Shield reunite, seeing Rollins turn on Triple H that way. A possible reunion for the Shield is something that is being discussed. The idea being discussed right now would have seen the group reunite for the summer and into the fall with them turning on Kane and then destroying Triple H. This would have led to Triple H reinstating Brock Lesnar to feud with Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose as the Shield. Lesnar was brought back by Triple H on this week's Raw, and talk of the reunion now for the Shield has died down, so you can expect to see more of a Seth Rollins versus Triple H singles feud coming soon. No word yet on where Lesnar will fit into all this, and his upcoming match with Seth Rollins right now at Battleground is still on for that pay-per-view. Now, if I can find it, somebody tweeted me something that WWE was going to be setting up Seth Rollins versus Triple H for SummerSlam, and then the co-main event for SummerSlam would be Brock Lesnar versus Kevin Owens. I don't know the validity of that story, but if I do find it, I will be reporting it this weekend on Off the Script. Don't quote me on that. Take that with a grain of salt. But WWE and Triple H could have pretty much tangled this idea and just went about it in a different way. Does Brock Lesnar stay face? Does Seth Rollins turn face? Does Roman Reigns turn heel? And does Seth Rollins remain heel while the Authority turns face? I don't know. They have a multitude of different ways that they can go. Brock Lesnar obviously is going to be cheered wherever he goes. That's the way they set him up when he went away, and now they brought him back. I didn't like the way they brought him back. I thought it could have been done a lot better on Monday Night Raw. But if Seth Rollins is going to remain as the WWE Champion, I think it's best as a heel. I think Roman Reigns obviously would be turning heel. I think that's the best route for him. While you're at it, turn Dean Ambrose heel. There's already too many there's too many baby faces on the main roster as it is right now, which again I will discuss. I got a lot of stories about that right here on Off the Script. So you turn the Shield heels, but I don't know if they're going to remain heels the way the crowd is. Obviously they're going to be excited to see them back together. Where does that leave Lesnar? Does he turn heel again? Does he turn babyface? Does Triple H turn baby? There's a lot of different question marks right now. We don't know what's going on. But I will definitely let you guys know that's where the WWE's mindset is right now. But if I hear anything, I will definitely report it here this weekend on Off the Script. Coming up on my 15 minutes, guys, I will talk more, but obviously YouTube can go fuck themselves. I will be back on part 2. If you did enjoy, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not done so. Follow me on Twitter for more. And I will be back on Off the Script this weekend for Saturday part 2. I will definitely let you guys know more on the WWE front going into Battleground. This is JD. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you all very soon.